Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm going to be talking about a few of my favorite stones, especially in the love department. And I will tell you that most people will tell you rose quartz. And yes, rose quartz is really, really great for bringing in love, but I will tell you it's not the only one. And I will tell you it really depends on what we've been through in past relationships. So a lot of times, if you've kind of really not been in a relationship for a long period of time, or you're just trying to I had a client not too long ago that husband passed away a couple of years ago, and it's like now I kind of feel like I've grieved and now I'm ready to kind of move into a new relationship, that sort of thing. Rose quartz is probably like, yay, that's the best one for you. But I will tell you, a lot of times if someone's been out there dating and they've been kind of dating around for a little bit, or they've had like relationships that have gone bad, gone south, whatever you want to call it, it may be a different stone that would be work better for you than rose quartz. And it really depends on what you've been in through your life. I will say kind of one of my favorite ones for love is venturing. Venturing is really kind of connects you to your heart chakra, and it's really a great one for luck in love. And I will tell you, it has like a lot of beautiful shades in it, but I will tell you it has like some really good luck mixed in the grade of it. And I will tell you, if you're really seeking or kind of starting a new relationship, this is a great one for you. And it can kind of really bring in a lot of success and a lot of great communication, because it's like that heart chakra. So your heart chakra wants to communicate and kind of get into there. I will say it's also kind of, because it has like some varying energy, it can also help you, but also help the other person voice out things that normally that they wouldn't do. So sometimes it'll be kind of like all of a sudden it's like blah, 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 blah. I wasn't expecting to tell you that I went through a divorce. I'm not expecting to tell you that I went through this. So that can kind of really build that communication, or kind of bring in that compassion a little bit easier, and really kind of bring in like that luck. Like, oh, I realize now that you are the perfect person for me, or that we have this great communication skill with each other that can be like, wow, it can bring in a lot of positive aspects as far as your dream life. What is your dream life when you fall in love? What do you want to have happen? How do you want this to have happen? And it can also bring in a lot of prosperity. And not only for the other person, but for you as well. So that can kind of really amp this up and really kind of set you up to thrive in the rest of your life. So adventuring is a really good one kind of all the way around. My next one I will say is lapis azul would be my next one, especially if you're the type of person that are kind of like really closed off a lot, where you're really not that one that like super communicates, because I will tell you, it's going to help you kind of feel like you can open up and talk to the other person. I feel like this, I want to like pick and choose, but a lot of times like this is a great one for guys to wear. Guys that are normally like very standoffish or don't really communicate well with other people, this is a great one to wear. But even the ladies can wear this one. It's a beautiful blue stone. It is beautiful, beautiful. But I will tell people like this is a really good one to build communication with each other, kind of setting off the relationship in a good energy, because now you're feeling like you can communicate. It has a lot of skills and a lot of power with communication. So anybody who's wearing this on that first date or first few dates is going to be like, yes. And it's talking to you about kind of like opening up your throat chakra and really talking about what are you wanting in love? How do you want to connect with someone else in love? What are your ideas or your thoughts? And it can be really like, yes, really feeling like you're being heard on both sides, but kind of more, I guess the best way to put it is kind of like speaking your true authentic self. Like, what do you want? And sometimes it can also kind of bring up some of that bubbly stuff of kind of like, what is your fear? Like, I fear someone's going to cheat on me, like my last girlfriend or my last boyfriend or whatever it is. That's a great one to kind of get out ahead of time. So at least it's not something you're trying to like hold down and kind of like hold in. Kind of the next one I would say is probably my next one that I would really kind of go like, yes, would be an agate. And this would be kind of because it brings you like comfort and grounding. So if you haven't been dating a lot, or you've been dating and kind of not getting that right person, or feel like you're not communicating well or connecting with the energy well, agates would be kind of like a great one for it. Now, agates are usually a combination of different types of stones, are kind of like all mixed into one. So I will say one that kind of makes you feel comfortable and grounding is a really good one. Blue in an agate will kind of bring in like truth and harmony. Red in an agate will bring in passion and kind of like passion for what you want, or passion to say what you want to say. I will say kind of also the other one is if it has a little bit of green in the agate as well, that is going to be kind of really making you kind of that heart connection with somebody else. So these are kind of like my top stones that I would be like, yes, this is the right one to bring in that energy. But I will tell you kind of my top one would be this agate. Like out of all of these, my top one is still the agate. Because it has so many different properties and you can find so many different shades and colors in the agate, that can be as comfortable as well to kind of like bring in all of that amazing energy. It can also make you feel comfortable, so you can feel like you can tell the person what you want or what you don't want in life. That can be a really great one. I will tell you kind of like a moss agate or a blue lace agate would be a really good one. And you could have several of them on a necklace, or you could have them on a ring, or you can have them in your pocket just kind of around you, and that can really bring up some kind of amazing energy. Now you could also add a fire agate to this, and that's going to be talking about like your love embers kind of burning, like yes, let's put this on fire, especially if it's someone that you've had like 1 or 2 dates with and things are really connecting well, kind of bringing in that fire agate of kind of burning those embers of like, yes, this is the person I want to start a love fire with, like that passion building up in there. And I will tell you, it may be getting you ready for like moving into the next stages of kind of like getting together, kind of getting on the same page. What do you both want out of life? This can be a great one that fire agate could really bring in some amazing energies for you. So it really just depends on what you've been through and what you're doing. It's not just like one answer fits all. That's what I think rose quartz is. Rose quartz is kind of one of those one answer fits all, and it doesn't really work that way. It can really feel awkward, or kind of like I'm wearing this rose quartz, but it's really not bringing that in. Not that rose quartz is ever a bad idea, but it's not the end all be all with all of the energy. And I will say rose quartz is kind of like kind of really a very feminine energy, and it's all about like building trust and tolerance with the other person, and kind of really trying to build that true unconditional love connection with someone else, which is great. But it's one of those, but if you have old wounds or old things that you're really trying to work through or kind of like overcome, like your personality kind of like flaws or kind of like dents, is one of those, this may not be the stone for you. This could be like part of the answer, but it may not be all of the answer in what's going on with you when you are trying to find your best stone to bring in the love that you desire in your life. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.